now into a 6-length lead, followed by Chelsea Native, Wild Fantasy and Clairefontaine, and then Panda on the inside as they run down the back straight to the first. Il Trovatore, 6 lengths clear, being followed in second by Wild Fantasy, then Chelsea Native and Clairefontaine, and they're followed by Panda. And behind Panda is Reckless Man. Reckless Man being followed by Always in Trouble and Murrahin, and then Beau Babillard. Rising Waters towards the back with Love and Porter and Principal Music, Opera Hat back there too, and last of all is Steel Dawn as they make their way towards the second, and Il Trovatore in the lead from second Wild Fantasy, then Chelsea Native, Clairefontaine. Panda, bad mistake there, and lost a place or two. Reckless Man and Murrahin, Always in Trouble, grouped together in front of Beau Babillard and Rising Waters, then Principal Music and Love and Porter and Opera Hat, and finally Steel Dawn. Going towards the third, Il Trovatore, about 6 lengths clear of Wild Fantasy, Chelsea Native, Clairefontaine, then Murrahin and Reckless Man, followed by Panda, and then Always in Trouble, 3-length break to Beau Babillard, then Principal Music and Rising Waters, Opera Hat, Love and Porter last but one, and last of all Steel Dawn as they make the turn off the back straight, and Il Trovatore and Paul Carberry out in front. Paul, the leading rider here yesterday with a double, about 5 lengths clear of Wild Fantasy at this stage, followed in third place as they come down towards the next flight by Chelsea Native, Clairefontaine and Murrahin, and behind Murrahin is Panda with Reckless Man and Always in Trouble over the fourth flight, and Il Trovatore clear of Wild Fantasy, who in turn is cleared of Clairefontaine and Chelsea Native. Murrahin is fifth, then Reckless Man and Panda and Always in Trouble, a gap of 6 lengths to Beau Babillard with Rising Waters and Principal Music, and then Opera Hat, and towards the rear at this stage Steel Dawn and Love and Porter as they run up the straight towards the fifth, and Il Trovatore making it from Wild Fantasy. A gap of 6 lengths then to Chelsea Native on the inside of Clairefontaine. Murrahin is next on the near side. Just in behind these is Reckless Man, and behind Reckless Man comes Always in Trouble, and they're followed on the inside by Panda, then Steel Dawn, and behind Steel Dawn comes Principal Music. On the inside rail is Beau Babillard. Going now towards the sixth flight, Il Trovatore the leader by about 4 lengths from Wild Fantasy in second, Clairefontaine and Chelsea Native, then Murrahin, and behind Murrahin is Always in Trouble as they head up now towards the next flight. Coming towards the next flight, Il Trovatore the leader, Wild Fantasy in second, then Murrahin in third, Clairefontaine is fourth, and they're followed by Chelsea Native and then Always in Trouble. Next is Panda. This is flight number 7. Il Trovatore jumps at 4 clear of Wild Fantasy, and they're followed by Murrahin in third. Clairefontaine on the inside is fourth. Past halfway now and heading towards the far side of the course, and Il Trovatore out in front for Noel Meade and Paul Carberry. In second place is Wild Fantasy as they begin to straighten up now on the far side. Il Trovatore, 5 hurdles to be jumped. Il Trovatore by 3, Wild Fantasy is second. They're followed in third place by Murrahin, fourth is Clairefontaine, Steel Dawn making steady progress, then Chelsea Native, and behind Chelsea Native Always in Trouble, and then Panda, Principal Music and Opera Hat, and then Panda who's lost ground. Beau Babillard is next, then Love and Porter, and behind Love and Porter is Rising Waters. 5 from home, Il Trovatore. Murrahin goes up to join Wild Fantasy, a gap of 3 lengths then to Steel Dawn and Clairefontaine. They're followed by Chelsea Native and Always in Trouble. Principal Music, Opera Hat makes a bit of ground on the outside. Then we've got Reckless Man, and behind Reckless Man on the inside Beau Babillard. 4 to jump now, and Il Trovatore, Wild Fantasy within a length and a half. Murrahin 3, Steel Dawn is 4, and they're followed in fifth by Always in Trouble, then Principal Music and Chelsea Native and Clairefontaine, and they're followed by Beau Babillard. Racing now towards the third last flight in this Cheltenham qualifier, and the leader is Il Trovatore. Wild Fantasy on terms. Mooraghin going well on their outside. Steel Dawn is next. Opera Hat and Principal Music getting into it, always in trouble, also going easily. Beau Babylard trying to make ground on the inside. Then Love and Porter improving. Chelsea Native under pressure. Kerfontaine is weak, and then Rising Waters and Reckless Man. And Panda's got completely tailed off. Racing around the second last bend, Wild Fantasy from Mooraghin and Steel Dawn. Opera Hat is 4, 5 on the inside, Beau Babylard, and Il Trovatore has dropped right out of contention as they race past the half-mile pole. Wild Fantasy from Steel Dawn in second, Mooraghin is next, Love and Porter going through them. Then comes Beau Babylard, and Mooraghin has lost a few places. Then Principal Music coming out of the second last. Wild Fantasy the leader from Steel Dawn, Love and Porter and Opera Hat and Beau Babylard, and they're clear of the rest. At the second last, Wild Fantasy from Steel Dawn, Love and Porter, and then in fourth place on the inside is Beau Babylard. Opera Hat is next, and they're clear of Principal Music and Mooraghin as they race for home. Want to jump, and it's Wild Fantasy the leader from Love and Porter. Beau Babylard on the inside, then Steel Dawn. They've shaken off Opera Hat as they come to the final flight now, and on the far side, Wild Fantasy from Steel Dawn on the near side. Steel Dawn on the stand side of Wild Fantasy, and they're followed by Beau Babylard and Love and Porter, but Steel Dawn and Kieran O'Brien, the big race hero, one King of the Gales, in the lead here over, well, in front Pex on landing, and it's Steel Dawn the leader from Love and Porter trying to mount a rally on the near side. Over on the far side is Wild Fantasy, Beau Babylard next, but Steel Dawn's out in front as they race up towards the line. It's Steel Dawn and Kieran O'Brien going to win it, and at the line Steel Dawn's won it by 4 lengths or so. Beau Babylard is second, Wild Fantasy is third, in fourth place is Love and Porter, and a long way back to Chelsea Native in fifth, followed in by